One of my favorite lines in the old movie, The Princess Bride, is life is pain. If you are alive, if you have a heart and a human body, no matter how beautiful life is, it'll contain pain. And it's helpful having language for pain. A lot of the language now is around trauma and trauma informed. And I think that that's great, that term and terminology has made its way in our vernacular, but because for so long, much of what hurt us had no words. There was no place for it to really land. And so naming things with specificity helps. It helps us to stop minimizing what has happened and to pretend that things don't matter. But I've been sitting with a deeper question. What happens inside of the body and the psyche and therefore the life when everything that's hard gets called trauma? What does the nervous system learn when pain automatically means damage? Before I go further, I want to name something that will change how all of the rest of what I'm about to say will land. The way that you interpret pressure and pain isn't just cognitive, it's somatic. And your body already has a strategy for it. We call this somatic patterning your skin. If you would like, you can pause this video and find yours by taking the somatic skins quiz in the description below. If you do that and then come back to this video, everything I share next will land more personally, not conceptually. So here's why all of this matters. The way that we label pain shapes our access to capacity. If every uncomfortable experience is interpreted as something that broke us, the body begins to relate to all challenge itself as unsafe. And life grows quietly smaller and maybe even stalls. Because instead of adapting, our body protects or avoids. Instead of integrating what's happening, the body learns to brace or numb. Over time, that doesn't change just what we think. It changes what we're structurally willing to meet. In the Somatic Skins book, link to pre-order the book in the description below, we start with a simple biological reality. The body evolved for rhythm, activation and restoration, effort and release. We call these two currents the hunter and the dreamer. The same physiology that once prepared us for storms and predators now responds to conversations, screens, deadlines, and constant stimulation. The chemistry is identical: adrenaline, cortisol, shallow breathing. But the resolution often never comes, and so our bodies are learning to stay half ready. The shoulders chronically lift, the jaw tightens, and our breath never quite drops all the way. And this is where the somatic confusion begins. Because we start to assume that those sensations mean something bad is happening to us. But not everything that activates the nervous system is traumatic. Not everything painful is trauma. Some things are just hard. Hard experiences still allow rhythm. Tension rises and releases. Attention narrows and widens. Effort completes. And sometimes the pressure that could break you is exactly what calls forth your next level of capacity. Hardships can stretch you. They can frustrate you. They might even shake you. But they don't have to dismantle your ability to function, relate, or recover. They reveal where growth is needed, not necessarily where damage is occurring. Now, to be clear, there are brutal circumstances in life, things that no one should have to face, and I'm not minimizing those in any way. What I'm pointing to is a broader tendency to label all pain as trauma and all challenge or pressure as bad. This isn't just labeled in the mind. This is where our system holds a charge and then our mind interprets it. Trauma is different. Trauma is what happens when activation can't complete and the system completely loses rhythm. In the language of our book, The Somatic Skins, coherence breaks when the tension axis of the body and the attention axis of the mind fall out of sync. Body and mind stop sharing the same moment, and that's fragmentation. Two people can live through the exact same event and emerge differently. One becomes shaped by it in adaptive ways, gaining perspective, empathy, or wisdom. The other develops patterns that look like withdrawing, over-controlling, or avoiding. From the body's perspective, both responses are intelligent. And even then, dysfunctional patterns don't automatically mean bad. Often it simply just means unfinished or unsupported by capacity. An embodied response that once made sense but no longer reflects who you're becoming. And so this is the part that I want you to remember. Pressure doesn't invent weakness. Pressure measures organization. It shows where tension concentrates instead of distributing, where attention locks or dissolves, where breath flees instead of completing. And this is why I'm careful with language. It's why I'm careful before I ever say with a client, that must have been traumatic for you. Because I don't know how your system processed it. I don't know what was built or reorganized inside of you. And I don't want to define your experience before you've had a chance to interpret it. Whether that's to react, respond, or create. When interpretation is skipped, authorship is lost. And when our full authorship is lost, so is our choice. So take a moment and perhaps think of something you've been calling traumatic. This doesn't have to be the biggest, baddest thing that you've ever walked, but just something that you labeled in your body as bad. Now ask honestly, practically, did that experience collapse your capacity or did it stretch it? Not philosophically, in real terms. Did it reduce your ability permanently to speak, decide, relate, or stay present? Or did it invite more of you? Did it actually reorganize and reveal your growth edge? If it stretched you, it may have been hard but not harmful permanently. It's revealing where capacity is being asked for. If it collapsed you, perhaps the work isn't meaning-making yet, but it's revealing capacity and support needs, and the need to learn how to restore rhythm. Here's why this matters, especially if you are a capable individual. If you can function, lead, create, and still feel like certain moments in life take you out, this question tells you whether you are dealing with true damage or whether you've simply reached the edge of your current somatic range. And that range is trainable. All right, so let's put this all together. Pain isn't the same as trauma. Activation isn't the same as damage. And discomfort isn't automatically something that needs healed. What matters is whether your current system could complete the cycle or not, and what that reveals about how you meet pain and pressure. The work we do is for someone not trying to be fixed. It's for those who want to become more coherent under load. Not looking for a place to endlessly process a narrative story, but for those who are looking for tools, training, and practice that build real capacity so that you can stay present, discerning, and relational even when life gets charged. Hard experiences, well supported, stretch your capacity, and that's the terrain. When we confuse hard with trauma, the nervous system learns to retreat from pressure instead of adapt to it. When we distinguish terms, embodiment stories, then pressure can become information, not a threat. This is exactly what we work with inside of the Prestige. We don't label experiences, but we train coherence under pressure. It's an academy for applied somatics where these patterns are practiced in real time, under load, with feedback. Pressure becomes usable information within a proven framework. Capacity is built deliberately with expert support. Coherence becomes reliable, not theoretical. If this resonated, start with the Somatic Skins quiz. It shows you how your personal nervous system actually meets pressure and then how that changes your training, your work, your relations, and how you recover. It is probably the simplest and cleanest entry into the work that we do. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot and helps us create more content for you.